Yeah, another winning week keeps us above 500 on the season. And if I was a betting man, I think we're going to finish the season hot.
I think I'm not a betting man, as you know, so but I do think I guess that's probably not true, but
Yeah. Roll tape. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Uncle Dan's Best Bets here on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel, presented by Connors and Ferris. Before we get into the Week 17 picks, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Really appreciate it, as always. And the comments. Schedules has been weird. Hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. Things kind of got mixed up scheduling wise. So once again, we are back at the home studio here doing our video. And as always, special shout out to Bob Johnson Auto Group, proud sponsor of Uncle Dan's Best Bets. We appreciate them. My wife and I are absolutely loving her brand new Kia Telluride. It's pretty much minivan for all of the kids to shuttle around for all the holidays, the presents, everything, and more. So again, hope you had a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody, and let's help pay off some of those holiday gifts. Last week wasn't flashy. 7-pack of plays, 4-3. Steelers got their doors blown off, teeth kicked in. That hurt. Outside of the Steelers, we went 5-1 or 4-1. So again, 4-3 week overall. We're now 63, 61, and 5 on the season. 2 games over 500. Let's keep it going. Lots of bad games, ugly matchups in this week. A bunch of 3 and 4 win teams facing off against one another. Not a ton of playoff implication on some games. Some there's a lot on the line. I still was able to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus, we have a daddy teaser courtesy of Ian Gallagher for a play as well. So I got another 7-pack of plays. We're trying to keep the card smaller. Again, we may add plays as the week goes on or closer to kickoff, possibly eyeing a Monday night play, but we will do 7. Okay. And we will get right into the picks again, shorter video, scheduling all of these things. Again, appreciate it. Everybody that has commented and appreciates these picks. I do it for you guys, so I appreciate the views, everything like that. It means a lot. All right, so the daddy teaser of the week. This is courtesy of Ian Gallagher, who says the daddy teasers are 10-2 on the season. Earlier in the year, we had a couple of them. He is teasing, and we will play it as well. So this is an official play. He says he's 10-2 on the season. Chargers, Patriots tease it up to an under of 48.5, and the Rams tease them down to a half point, minus a half against the Cardinals. So that is teasing the Chargers, Patriots under and the Rams against the Cardinals. His logic is the Chargers are 15-4-1 to the under in the regular season in their last few road games. Weather looks bad. Rams are going for a division title against the Cards. His stat I will also use as well. So that is our first play, is that teaser. Again, Chargers, Patriots under, Rams minus 6.5, which gets taken out of minus a half versus the Cardinals. Yeah, and I'm with Ian because I will just take the Rams and lay the 6.5 points against the Cardinals. Big stat here. Sean McVay may be a pretty boy, and this dome fair weather team out in Cali, they play really good football in December. They just seemingly have gotten better as the seasons have gone on. In their last 17 December games, Ian also had this as well, 15-2 against the spread in December games, their last 17. Cardinals are fading. This is kind of the Kyler Murray kind of fade at the end of the year in December. So I like the Rams. I will lay the 6.5 against the Cardinals. Staying on Saturday, I like the over in the Broncos Bengals. I got it at 50. This game just screams to me a ton of points. We know the Bengals still have a slim chance of life for the playoffs. Broncos as well, very much in the playoff picture. Both teams very much in this game. I think this is a kitchen sink. I think these offenses throw everything they have at one another. I love points in this game. Weird week last week. I'm kind of blocking out the Bengals game from last week against the Browns. That was just kind of an ugly game all around. These are two good quarterbacks. I think Joe Burrow, he doesn't get mentioned enough. If he had any kind of defense, he would be in the MVP conversation. His numbers are crazy. So I like that over at 50. And finally, the last play, those are my plays, 3 plays for Saturday. Yeah, moving right along to the Sunday afternoon, probably the best game of the week. I like the Packers plus 1.5 at the Minnesota Vikings. In their last 23 games in December, Matt LaFleur is 20-3 straight up. He's 13-9-1 against the spread. The Packers lost to the Vikings earlier this year. Since then, Green Bay is 9-2. They have gotten better. They have gotten healthier. And a big reason why is that Jordan Love has gone from a quarterback that was very poor against the blitz to the last 2 weeks. He's been one of the best quarterbacks against the blitz. That's a massive difference. The Vikings blitz about 33% of the time, high blitz rate with Brian Flores. But right now, Jordan Love seems to be one of the guys that is handling it better. That's a massive, massive advantage. And the Vikings are kind of like that Chiefs team that I do think they're very good. They obviously control their own destiny to get the 1 seed. All of those things are very true. But they kind of been playing with fire a little bit recently. I don't think the Seahawks are any good. They had to have a comeback there. I think the Packers are playing really good football. Dangerous team. Defense is really good this year compared to years past. They take the ball away. And again, I think Jordan Love's playing a lot better against the blitz, which was a big thing. The first game I looked at in this game, first stat I looked at was, how is Jordan Love against the blitz? It's so funny to look at the tweets. Some of them say he's the worst, he's horrible, he's terrible. But those are from earlier in the year. Now you look at him the last month, his last 4 or 5 games against the blitz, he's been one of the best quarterbacks. So that's a big thing for me. And the other quirky stat here, since 2010, teams that are on an 8+ game winning streak are 38-60-2 against the spread. That's 39%. Teams on an 8+ game winning streak are 38-60-2 against the spread. Vikings are on one of those winning streaks, so I will fade them. All right, and that brings us to the Bills game, and we'll get right to it. I'm going to lay the big number. Bills minus 10 at home against the Jets. I think the Bills game last week was a learning win, that it felt like a loss in some ways, but that was a game where you said, hey guys, like, let's get back to it. Like, we know these are divisional games. All of these things didn't start out well, about as poor as they could. I don't see that happening against the Jets. Josh is playing for an MVP. His team's giving him necklaces that say MVP Allen on them. Like, I think this is a game. This could be the last game that Josh plays, because if they win, they clinch the 2 seed. And there'll be no reason for Josh to play. So I think this could be a game where they have to put up numbers, and maybe there's an extra sneak or two, or maybe there's a late touchdown pass or touchdown run to kind of make sure that they win by double digits and to pad some stats. That's just my guess. And also, I think this is a Jets team that has packed it in. You heard last week Garrett Wilson after the game, while Rodgers talks about leaks, there's nothing about a leak when Garrett Wilson goes in front of the media after the game and says, I don't know why I'm not involved in the offense. That's concerning. I don't think Sauce Gardner plays. Devontae Adams is questionable. And it's funny about how teams that aren't in the playoff mix, those injuries tend to be a little bit more severe and keep guys out. Look, I think the Jets will make business decisions in this game defensively. This is the time of the year. It is real. It is real that teams that are not in the playoffs, those guys, a lot of them, people say like, oh, they're professionals. They're also humans. They have vacations and lives outside of football, and they don't want to be in a walking boot or rehabbing or having to get surgery because they got vacations planned down the road. I think there will be business decisions made. I think the Bills will be a hungrier team in this spot with more to play for, with Josh to pad the stats. I like the Bills minus the big number. I know the numbers aren't great for Josh being big favorites against the spread. I just think this is a game where the Jets are a team that you can kick them while they're down. They're banged up, and I think they're checked out. 2 props in that game, both rushing, because the Jets have allowed 4+ yards per carry their last 2 games. Another sign they are starting to check out. So the last 2 games, they've given up over 4 yards per carry. I like James Cook over 67.5 rushing yards. We played it last week, and it was the number. He hit his 10 carries. It's funny how this works. Over the last 8 games where James Cook has had double-digit carries, 10+ carries or more, okay, he has gone over 80 yards in 6 of those 8 games. So if James Cook gets double digits, 10+ carries, he's sitting at 6 out of 10 times. Okay. He's broken off the last 2 weeks. He's broken off runs of 40 plus. Weather's supposed to be a factor. I think this is a game where, again, we know how much Dion hates the Jets. This offensive line hates the Jets. This could be an impose your will kind of game. So I like James Cook in a game where I think the Bills will blow them out. James Cook will get plenty of carries. If he gets to those 10 carries, I like where I'm at. I also like Josh Allen over 31.5 rushing yards. So over the last 6 weeks, Josh has rushed for 30 yards or more in 5 of them. This is the end of the year, empty the tank for Josh Allen. So I think that, again, weather being a factor, I think the rushing yards will be in Josh's favor. A couple of rushes, QB sneaks, designed runs with the weather. I like that a lot. So those are the 7 plays. There's the daddy teaser. Then there is the Broncos, Bengals over 50, Rams minus 6.5, Packers plus 1.5, Bills minus 10, James Cook over 67.5 rushing yards, Josh Allen over 31.5 rushing yards. Appreciate it as always. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Drop your favorite post, your favorite play of the week. I really appreciate it. We all love handing out winners. I will continue to do the bets for Uncle Dan's Best Bets presented by Bob Johnson Auto Group until the Bill season comes to an end. So let's hope that I'm still doing these videos in New Orleans with Mike and Jenna. But appreciate it as always. Again, shout out to Bob Johnson Auto Group. Best of luck to you this weekend. We'll catch you here next time on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel presented by Connors and Ferris.